Folks, welcome to the Magnus's Loot Crate Christmas Special. I am your host, as always, Magnus Deacon. Boy, it has been a heck of a year, and Christmas time is upon us again. Now, for those of you who watch my videos on a regular basis, all 2 or 3 of you, from now on out, the Magnus's Loot Crate may be a little more risque, as it were, since YouTube has become the Copacabana. And so there will be a little more fun language involved in the Magnus's Loot Crate from here on in. In the spirit of Christmas, though, I will be trying to keep this as PG-13 as possible. So there may be a little bit of salty language, but nothing too heavy. But folks, I have to announce that Magnus's Loot Crate may be becoming a more creative endeavor. For I have gotten a 3D printer and an airbrush. And just as a very small example of something I've done, this is the new Magnus's Loot Crate measuring stick. It will no longer be the little lighter. It is precisely 3 inches tall, 76.2 millimeters, I believe, for those of you of the European persuasion. Who persuaded you to be that? I have no idea, but you should slap them. Anyway, folks, I am going to just dive right into this, and let's enjoy a little Christmas cheer.
And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's going to find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
Sorry, chunk style, but I like being a bad girl.
Folks, this is Takara Tomi's MP46 Black Widow. As you can see, it's $139.99, and I got it at the Chosen Prime. Now, this is a great little figure. I mean, I think I've already made it clear I am a sucker for the fembots, as it were. Now, she is a great little figure, and of course I had to put her in this little pose here to show her off on the display stand, which, as you can see, is a spider web. Has interlocking pieces. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt to get constructed because it kind of overlaps all the way in 4 pieces all the way around. So you got to get one on top of the other, and then the other on top of the other, and then the other on top of the other, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it's not too horrifyingly bad to get it constructed. Now, as you can see, she's got a great little bot mode here, which is a very nice bot mode, although that does sacrifice some things in the spider mode, which you'll see here in a minute. But it is a nice figure. It's definitely worth the price, especially for Beast Wars collectors. I'm not a Beast Wars guy, but I do specifically like this character. Now, we're going to do a bit of a bookend here because you're going to see the same character on the other end of the Christmas special in a smaller form. But folks, let's go ahead and get her transformed up and take a look at the spider mode. Okay, folks, this is her spider mode, and I will go ahead and tell you right now, getting her on that web was a pain in the penis. Like, seriously, it was a pain in the butt, because as you can see, the spider mode's a little wonky, but the way you're supposed to clip her onto the web, it comes with little tabs on her forearm bits that I believe it's called the hook shot. Don't kill me if you're a Beast Wars fan, but the hook shot is supposed to hook into the forearms, tab in, which it doesn't do very well at all. And then the hook shot is supposed to clamp onto a bit on the web, which I hate to say this, but it doesn't really work that well. It was a horrible pain in the hind end to get it even like this. I just kind of had to tilt the web and just hope for the best. So folks, that is MP46 Black Widow, aka Black Arachnia. Pick yours up today. Why not?
Galvatron.
Now, folks, I will admit I was thrilled when they announced that this figure would be available. This is FT16M Sovereign, the repainted version. I believe the M is for movie version. His paint job is slightly different. Well, slightly as it can be. From the original FT16 Sovereign, which I believe they made his paint a little darker purple for this version, trying to match the movie version of Galvatron. But this is a gorgeous figure. And I enjoyed myself thoroughly opening this package when I got it. And he is, as you can tell, a very gorgeous figure. Now, he comes with blast effects that are too heavy for his arm. I hate that I can't use them. I may have to figure something out to remedy that, make my own blast effects. Like I said, I got a 3D printer. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can make new blast effects for these things. Who knows? We'll see where that goes. But anyway, he is a very gorgeous figure. And I do like he comes with a little matrix necklace and everything. So he is definitely a contender for my favorite figure of this year, to be honest. I mean, he is a great little figure. And well worth the price. He was a little expensive, as you could probably see from yeah, he definitely a little pricey at $180. I'm gonna turn this damn phone off if it don't quit making noise. But yeah, he's definitely a gorgeous figure, and he definitely looks the part of Galvatron. But I tell you what, if we really want to see how he looks, let's get him transformed into that cannon mode and see what old Galvatron looks like. How about that?
Megatron? Is that you?
Here's a hint.
Alright, folks, so here we are in the cannon mode. And I'll be honest, he's a little whiter than I would have appreciated, but let's be fair. I think in his cannon mode he was a lot whiter. Well, gray, darker gray, I guess, but he does kind of look the part. Now, I probably should have put his, cannon legs apart a little bit. But, I just wanted to get him just to show you what he looks like in that cannon mode, and it is a pretty nice looking cannon. I mean, for the goofy, futuristic weapon of mass destruction that it was, and is, and always will be. Why not? Now, he does also come with another blaster barrel that is translucent, but I'm not a fan of the translucent barrel. I mean, I do like that it's an option. I'm not big on the translucent barrel. So, folks, this is FT16M Sovereign from Fans Toys. A gorgeous figure and well worth picking up if you can find it and get a hold of it, because it went pretty quickly. But there it is.
Prime told me there'd be days like this.
Now, folks, I am not necessarily one to go on a tangent of cartoon accuracy, but sometimes you feel like you want to. This is MP45, Bumblebee version 2, or Bumble, I think as they call him. Now, they were striving to go a little more cartoon accurate for G1 with this figure, and they succeeded and failed at the same time, if you ask me, because this figure, he looks okay, but he is kind of a crap figure, to be completely and totally honest with you. Now he is a pretty good little figure, but he feels so fragile. And his bot mode, oof, God, folks, do you see them feet? Do you see them feet? Oof. They do look a little more scrunched down like the cartoon version does, as you can see in the little animation model, but his feet look more solid. I would be tempted to try to design something to make the feet appear more solid, but the window crunched up behind on the back of his foot, just oof, like major oof. But it does kind of fill that role. As you can see, he's got a little blast effect he came with. And you'll see when I transform him that he does come with a little small spike figure. I believe people have said it's the exact same one that came with MP44, and it's just as crappy as the one that came with MP44. What can you say, folks? Sometimes you hit them, sometimes you miss them. That's just the way it goes. But folks, let's go ahead and transform him up and take a look at his Volkswagen bug mode, so to speak.
I'll stick that bomb right under their nose gear.
Now, as you can see here, folks, he does look a lot more like the Penny Racer style that he was in the show. There's a little spike figure standing with him. He is a pretty good little car. He doesn't really tab together as well as I would personally like, but I'm not really going to display him in car mode now, am I? Now, I could if I wanted to, I suppose, but that would require flipping this figure back and forth, and honestly, that's not something I'm comfortable with. Now, Takara does ship all their bots in their alternate mode, and that's a good thing because it makes it easier for me to just video the car mode, transform them into bot mode, video that. I can put them in whatever order I feel like, which you guys know it's bot mode, alt mode. That's the way I work it. But folks, honestly, like I hesitate to call this figure crap, just out of the fact that it was a decent attempt and it is well engineered and it does look a lot more cartoon accurate, but that fragile feel it has to it, that's the part I'm having a hard time getting past. Now, you folks can say he was $108.99. That's not too horrible of a price, I suppose. I mean, for a figure this small, that might be a little higher than most of you would want to shell out for a figure like this. If you have the version 1, the original, yeah, he's not as cartoon accurate, but he's more solid. If you take nothing else away from this, the original MP Bumblebee was more solid. It didn't feel as fragile as this character does. So, make of that what you will. Now, if you are in the market for the more cartoon accurate look, I would recommend you get it. But if that's not really your bag, you could bypass this figure. Like I said, I just wanted it to get a sort of a more cartoon accurate Bumblebee for my collection. Especially since I got a lot of fans toys and other stuff that does look more like the tune. So that's on my head. That was out of my wallet. Make of that what you will. But folks, that is MP45 Bumblebee version 2.0.
Absolutely, positively, definitely. Nobody can get the job done faster than I can. Nobody.
Now, folks, here we have FT39 Jabber. He is definitely a nice figure. Little bit of a pain in the hind end in some aspects, but he's still a pretty good. This is just another Fans Toys offering, be honest with you. it's not really a great figure, but it's not really a bad figure. I mean, I have seen better and I have seen worse. Let's be totally fair about this. But Jabber's a pretty decent representation of Blur. Now, up until he was announced, the only really Blur figure they had was by, I want to say it was Unique Toys. I forget right off the top of my head, but as you can tell, he's a pretty good looking little figure. Now, this is a decent representation of Blur. Let's just be honest. And he is a pretty good figure. Now, I paid for this guy way back when he was first announced. So I had him on pre-order for, God, let's be honest, it feels like it was forever. To be completely and totally honest with you folks. Sorry, I'm trying to get this light fixed. But he is a pretty good figure. I will say that. Now, I have seen people complaining about breakages. But let's be totally honest, that was true of FT16M Sovereign too. But for a Blur figure, he's pretty nice. He comes with his little target master and all that good stuff. But he is a pretty decent figure, and I'm going to warn you before I transform him, his car mode is a little back heavy. So I had to put the lighter under his hind end to kind of get the full effect. But folks, with that out of the way, let's take a look at that vehicle mode.
Transform! You can do it! I know you can do it!
Alright folks, here is Jabber in his vehicle mode. And as you can see, it's pretty good. I'm not going to lie, it is pretty good. Now, for those of you who can probably tell from the turntable, I think I've got him mistransformed slightly. Because I couldn't get one side to fully scrunch in like it should have. So, it could definitely use some work. That could be an ID10T user error on my part. I will admit that. Because transforming fans toys, the biggest trick to transforming fans toys is you have to get each and every part turned just right. I learned that with Hoodlum, as a matter of fact. If you don't have every little piece turned just right, something's not going to tab in or click in or lock in or whatever. That's the ultimate downfall of fans toys for most people. That's why I think a lot of people don't like transforming these figures too. Could be. Anyway, but as you can see, the vehicle mode is really nice on this figure, and well worth the price of admission, to be totally honest with you. So, for $104.99, not a bad little figure. So, folks, that was FT39 Jabber.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Spirit Sword, now available wherever great books are sold.
We now return to the Transformers.
Now, folks, for this part of the Loot Crate, we are going to do a bit of a twofer right here. This is New Age Core Scenery Set A. As you can see, it is scenery that you can use for your New Age figures. Now, on the little bed thing, that is Magic Square's Optimus Prime. But as you can see, it works pretty well for any, well, maybe not the Mech Fans Toys Legends figures, but it works pretty well for Legends figures just in general. Now, these are bits that they appear in the Transformers cartoon, and you can use these as sort of set pieces for your displays. Now, I'm not sure. I can't confirm this 1,000% or even 100%. But these are either made out of stone or ceramic, because they're pretty hefty, and they're magnificently painted. Now, this set came with spare stickers to go over to go on the Teletran 1 computer. But as you can see, it looks pretty decent, and I would definitely stick this in a display somewhere for my Legends figures. Now, as you can see, it's $49.99 for the set. But like I said, this is sort of going to be a twofer. And with that, we're going to roll right into... Now, folks, this is Set B, the New Age Core Scenery Set B. Now, these are just a couple of thrones for your New Age Megatron. But as you can see, they work pretty well. Now, I do have a couple of Megatrons, but I just stuck with one, the New Age Megatron specifically. I'm pretty sure if I tried, I could probably fit maybe Masterpiece Megatron on at least the Lincoln Memorial throne, maybe even on the Decepticon throne. However, this is it's definitely core scenery that's worth the price. I mean, that Decepticon throne would probably look good with Megatron just kind of sitting in it, with other Decepticons standing around him, looking like the Dalton gang or whatever you want to do. But they, like I said with the last set, they are pretty hefty, and they're either made of stone or ceramic. But they are well painted. Very nice set pieces, and I definitely would recommend picking these up. Now, they're $50 per set, so they're a little pricey, but like I said, with the heft on them, be it stone, ceramic, whatever they are, they feel pretty solid. I wouldn't dare drop them because they might kind of break, but that's true of anything that you buy from any third party or even mainline. I wouldn't really suggest dropping them. But folks, that's your twofer. That is New Age Core Scenery Set A and B. Well worth picking up if you get the chance. Now, folks, I think I would be remiss in my loot crate duties if I didn't throw in at least one Christmas present that I got from someone else. A friend of mine got this for me, giving me some guff about, well, you're going to get what I think is cool for Christmas, which we kind of have similar taste, dude. That's why we're friends. But, folks, this is the NECA 2019 Atomic Blast Godzilla. Now, it was said to be a Target boutique exclusive. I don't think it actually is, but everywhere I've looked, I don't know what the price was because the price tag was not on the box, and I don't ask people what they spent, but just in my adventures, it seems to be around $25 to $30, so right about $27-ish, as you can see over there. But folks, this is a very nice figure, and it is, as you can tell, it's a pretty good little figure. I mean, it's not very big. It's only about yay tall. But the tail comes in sections, so got a little bit of assembly required. But as you can see, it comes with the Atomic Breath feature. You can open his mouth, and he's got his little tongue in there. You can fit the atomic blast over his tongue, and he also comes now, because it kind of went outside the parameters of the turntable, I couldn't show sort of the splashdown effect that his atomic blast comes with, and it's very nice. It goes, if you put it together and you put it in on like maybe a display or whatever, the little atomic blast thing fits right dead center in the splashdown effect, and it is definitely a very nice figure. I really appreciate, gifts like this. Now, I'm normally not a Godzilla collector. I don't actively go after Godzilla figures, but as far as Christmas presents go, this one was definitely a cool present. Why not? Because who doesn't like Godzilla? Can I speak to you about our Lord and Savior Godzilla? But folks, that is, as you can see, the NECA 2019 Atomic Blast Godzilla. Well worth picking up, because this will definitely be a nice little side piece to show with my collection. So folks, there you go.
You can't win, cat! The emitter will explode and take you with it!
So folks, here is that lovely little bookend I was talking about before. This is the Legends version of Black Arachnia. This is Transform Elements Black Widow. Now, this is definitely a nice little figure. Like I said, I got a soft spot for the fembots. What do you want from me? But it is definitely a great little figure. I had to pick it up because it was $37.99, and it's a looker. As far as the figure goes, it's a pretty good looking little figure. Now I will say, like I said before, I'm not really a Beast Wars guy. That's not really my thing. However, definitely this figure's worth picking up. I've seen a few of these floating around. I think Transform Element is doing a Rat Trap as well. So these are the first kind of, the pictures I saw, they were comparing, the size of these to the Transform Element OP Leader, I think he was, their version of Optimus Prime. They're definitely nice little figures, but I'm just not going to get the rest of them. This figure's fine for me. I definitely would get about any Black Arachnia figure they come out with, to be totally honest with you. RC, Black Arachnia, any of the fembots. I'd actively at least try to get most of the figures that come out with them. But folks, you know me, I'm always up for transforming them into their alt mode, just to show you what it looks like. So let's take a peek. Alright folks, here is Black Widow's Spider Mode. Now it is by no means perfect, I will admit that, but like I said with MP46 Black Widow, I would much rather them sacrifice the Spider Mode for the Bot Mode, which they did. And it is definitely a good looking figure. Better for the Bot Mode being where they put all the work than the Spider Mode. But hey, some people do like transforming their figures, so that's where this goes. Now, folks, this is definitely a figure worth picking up if you get the chance, and if you're a Beast Wars collector, because even for me, I have to say, it is definitely a nice little figure. So if you get the chance to, definitely pick this one up. Now folks, that is the end of the Magnus's Loot Crate Christmas special. I hope you had just as much fun watching this as I had making it, and it's definitely been a good year for me. Can't wait to see what happens in 2020. That's going to be an entertaining year, I feel like. It's going to be the year of hindsight, as far as I'm concerned. And as I've said before, hindsight may always be 2020, but if I had eyes in my hind end, I wouldn't be a truck driver. So, folks, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I will see you next year.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.